Hello, welcome to today's training. I hope you are doing well and I hope you have been following me properly. In this video, we'll be designing something called typography logo. It's a kind of typography is all it's about tests. It's a kind of logo that has to do with that has to do with tests. You know. So let's go straight to the point. The first thing we're doing now is to create our our workspace by clicking on Ctrl N. So now let's change the name of this to typography logo. Typography logo. The width 16, the height 12, the resolution 300, this centimeters, pixels/centimeters, and the color mode is RGB color and the like. So let's create on create. Then after that, you can see what we have. Now we are creating a typography logo for a boutique outlet. So now the next thing to do now is to input our text by clicking on T on our keyboard. That's the shortcut key for test. So we come over to this place. The fonts, you can see Nevis and the size 75.3. The color of the text is black. So we come here, then we type our text, Diana. Then click on this. Okay. So the next thing after writing our text is to type the logo. The motto of the text. So this the size of this. Sorry. So the size of the motto is let's make it 18, 17.3. Okay. Just where it's good. Okay. Then come over to the move tool. This is not useful. So come over to the move tool and let's move this. Bring this down like this. So let's come to the zoom tool by clicking on Z on your keyboard or coming over to this side. This is the zoom tool. So while on the plus sign, let's zoom in. Come here and click it. So we are zooming in now. So let's come over to the move tool and move this downward a little bit. Then the next thing we do now is we will be rasterizing this Diana layer. We will be rasterizing this Diana layer by coming down here and right clicking on it and click on rasterize type. The reason why we are rasterizing this layer is for Photoshop to see it more as a photo than just a text, and it makes it enables us to do more advanced editing or manipulation on the text. So when we rasterize a particular text, it makes us do advanced editing or manipulation on the text. It does not restrict us on our we manipulating the text. So the next thing now is you come over to the rectangular marquee tool. As you can see, rectangular marquee tool. Then you come over to A here. Then you draw some kind of a square here. And after you make sure you're on the Diana layer. While on Diana layer, so you do that there. Then right click on, bring your cursor down here. You right click on it, and you select layer via cut. Layer via cut. As you can see, we've done that now. So you can see now this A, it can be moved. As you can see, it can be moved now. Good. So we do the same thing to this other A. You come to your rectangular marquee tool, then you do the same thing here. You click on, while on the Diana layer, make sure you're on the Diana layer and right click and click on layer via cut. Layer via cut. So this also can now be successfully moved, as you can see. Good. So after that, the next thing now is to come over to the pen tool. Come to the pen tool here, the pen tool, then come here to this A. Make sure this fill is cancelled. This fill here is cancelled. So come to A down here. So let's now change the fill, make the fill black now, as you can see what we have. Then you come to the quick selection tool, the lasso tool here. Right click on it and click and choose polygonal lasso tool, the lasso tool. So you do the same thing you just did. Now you come here, click, you can see what I'm doing. Click, then click. Then make sure you're on the layer. This layer, you can see this particular layer 1. You can see this is the A layer. Make sure you're on it now and click on your backspace. After doing that, let's come over to the move tool, so we can move this now successfully. Let's come to the shape, so you can see we can move this successfully. As you can see what we just did, this is what we just did. We can move this successfully. So let's delete this particular shape layer, this layer. We'll be deleting this layer, and the layer has been deleted. Now this layer, this other A layer, this one, let's delete this layer as well. This is the layer here, this layer 2. As you can see, let's delete it. We don't need this anymore. Then we will be duplicating this A layer. So while I'm on the layer, look at this, watch this carefully. While I'm on the layer 1 layer, layer A, then I hold my alt key. As you can see, I click on it, I double click on it, and I drag down. You can see what I did. While on this A layer, I hold my alt key, double click on it, and I drag it down. As you can see, so we have this now. So we'll be bringing this here, and take note of the distance between the N and the A. Make sure it's the same as the first A. Good. So that's it. Then after that, now the next thing we'll be doing now is let's come over to the ellipse tool, this rectangular. So you come over to the ellipse tool, click on ellipse tool. So after clicking on the ellipse tool, make the stroke black, So let's come here, and so let's draw while holding. So let's draw this circle. Make sure you have a proper circle. So let's leave it like this. Now the stroke, let's increase the stroke. As you can see, this is where we can do that here. So let's increase the stroke. Okay, let's leave it like this. So let's come to the move tool and let's rasterize this ellipse layer. This ellipse, rasterize it. So let's come down here. You can see what we have. You can see what we have. So then after that, after doing that, let's come over to the polygonal lasso tool. The lasso tool. So let's do the same thing we did earlier on. Come down here, click. No, sorry. Before that, let's first come to the pen tool to make our drawing here. Okay, click on this. You come over here, down here, you click on this. Let's cancel the stroke. Now come over here, let's withdraw. Come down here, click here, come here, click. So down here, click, cancel the stroke. Don't forget to cancel the stroke. So you come down here, you click, and you click down here and make the fill. After doing that, you make the fill black. Good. So now let's go to the polygonal lasso tool. And let's do the same thing we just did. From here down to this place, down here, yes. So while we are on the ellipse layer, you click on your backspace. After doing that, let's go back to our move tool, so we can now move this easily. This shape now, we can move this shape easily. Wow, you can see what we have. We cannot successfully move this shape easily, as you can see. Now let's delete this shape. Now the next thing to do now after deleting it is let's zoom in back. Come to the zoom tool, minus sign, and click on it. Let's zoom in. Now back to the move tool. Good. So the next thing we'll be doing now is let's bring this diagonal layer. Sorry. The next thing we're doing now is we are going to be grouping all this layer together. We're grouping this layer. Now holding your control, click on this and come over to the last one to select it, so that everything will be selected. I'm coming. After selecting the first one, to make it easier, you come over to the last one here, and while holding your control key, select it. After selecting the first one here, let's come down here. So while holding your shift, you select, can you see what I did? Holding your shift key, so you select all the layers. Now after selecting the layers, then hold your control key and click on G. So everything has been selected. Then match the group together. So after merging the group, now let's bring this down. So let's bring this down. So let's bring this to the middle. Let's move this. Sorry. I think let's move this first down to this place. Yes. So let's move this. Let's now group together. While clicking on the first one, so let's come down. And holding your control key, your shift key, click on this place. Everything has been selected. So now the next thing now to do is to Ctrl G to group. Then let's merge the layer. And after merging the layer, we can now successfully move this. What is this one doing here? Okay, let's continue. The next thing we're doing now is let's change the color. Let's bring this to the middle. Now to the middle, click on Ctrl A and you bring to the middle, Ctrl D. Now as you can see what we are doing, now everything is fine. Now this is this Diana just where it is now in the middle. The next thing to do now is to come over to the FX mode, FX, and click on color overlay. Now come over to this side, this box here, click on it, and let's choose the color we want to use for this. So the color code I'll be using for this particular color, the color I want to use is 004354. So this is the color code I want to use. Then click on OK. Now having done that, the next thing to do now is we'll be bringing in our mockup. So now you can know how to use a mockup. So let's come over to, we press our Ctrl O to bring in our mockup. Now I think what I want to use is the 3D objects. Yeah, this is the mockup I want to use. Click on, after selecting it, click on open. Now we have our mockup here. It's loading. Let's wait while it loads. So let's cancel this. Anyway, let's cancel this. It's not necessary. So the next thing we do now is the next thing to do now is you come. This can be off, so on it. As you can see, it's turned on. So after it's turned on, then you come over to this side here. You can see here where the cursor is. Double click on it. So after double clicking on it, so we now come over to our design here. The design here, then we'll now move our design down to this side here. As you can see, this layer under, you can see this layer. We can delete this layer. Let's delete this layer. Now let's the size of this, Ctrl T, let's adjust the size. So okay, I think it's fine like this. So then come back to your move tool. So let's move this properly with the aid of the smart guide. You can see the smart guide is guiding us to the middle. So let's click on Ctrl A and come here to make it to put it in the middle. Then click on Ctrl D. Now it's in the middle. Now after doing that, you come over here, you click on close. Save changes to Adobe Photoshop documents. You can see, click on yes. So wait for Photoshop to update the smart objects. I hope you are following me. If you don't understand anything, you can ask me a question and try to go back and watch the video carefully. Then you can see what we have now. Then let's come over to this side. See what we have. You can see what we have here. These two, we can delete these ones here. This FX logo, whatever. You can see this. This should be down. Okay. This FX. So let's do these layers. You click on it. Let's click on it. It takes us to the layer. So you just delete the layer. You can see this is the layer. Just click on your backspace to delete it. You can see. Come over here too. It has taken us to the layer. This is the layer. As you can see. So let's just click on your backspace. You delete. You can see what we have here. So the next thing now is to save this. Come over to file, click on save as. You can save on as Photoshop first in case you want to make in Photoshop formats, in case you want to make any adjustment later. It will be easy for us to do. So let's just say Diana. Let's change the name Diana. Just say logo. You can save as Photoshop first, and after doing that, you can as well save as to save it on your as image on your system, JPEG. Select JPEG and click on save. Click on OK. So it has been saved successfully. So let's take a look at what we have just done. Let's see how beautiful it is. Let's see how beautiful it is. This is Diana logo, as you can see. Let's open it. It's opening, so we can see what we have just done. As you can see how beautiful it is. So thank you for watching. Thank you very much. See you in the next class. Bye for now.